Nathan and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at a scenario where Florida forms an empire. So we're back with the Stay Empire series. In the last episode we saw, well, you know, you're not being colored, Indiana. In the last episode we saw Alabama form an empire, and the previous one we saw Texas form an empire. Now we are heading right down below from Alabama to Florida. Yep, Florida man will be expanding. Florida will be expanding. Now, Florida is, I would say, one of the top 3 strongest states in the USA. By rankings, Texas, here we go, number 1 Texas, 2nd California, 3rd Florida. I guess New York or Michigan can be challengers, but in all reality, I don't know. Because if New York didn't have Rhode Island, they wouldn't even be able to do anything. So Florida's first task as an empire is to elect a monarch. Oh, sorry, I don't know what they call these. Are they countries or state? It's weird. But Florida really only has 2 areas to attack. Georgia or Alabama. If it's not obvious, they're going to be invading Alabama. Georgia! God, I hate the US states. I don't actually hate them, I just hate the fact that their names are so similar. So Florida declares war on Georgia, and this is going to be pretty, I want to say pretty easy war, but comparing the armies of these two, I think it's obvious who's going to win. So yeah, I don't know the capital of Georgia, but in all reality, I don't really know the capital of many of these places, except for maybe 4 states, 5. But Georgia's gonna get absolutely just bonked around here. They don't even have they don't even stand a chance. Sorry, Georgia, but Georgia is gonna. Georgia surrenders and Florida won. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, yep, Georgia is now part of Florida, and Alabama and South Carolina are both terrified. Florida now has more options. Well, technically they still have 2, because I don't think they want to attack North Carolina or Tennessee. That would be ugly. But, they can either attack Alabama or South Carolina. Well, Florida decides that South Carolina doesn't have as much resources and military. So we have Florida declaring war on Alabama. Yep, Alabama, you may have formed an empire in my last video, Stay Empire video, but you're gonna get steamrolled. Oh yeah, I think the day this is going to be posted, it's going to be my birthday, or the day before my birthday. So, yeah, during the Stay Empire video. But, we have Florida taking over what low coast Alabama has, which is really the most important part of Alabama, I think. Alabama's going to start to kind of cripple, and I mean, Alabama is probably one of the strongest states in the USA, but honestly, I don't think they really have a chance against Florida. Florida's mainly focusing on the coast, but they are invading in from all sides. Well, mainly coming down from this way. Eventually, we have Alabama surrendering to Florida. So, let's take a look at this peace treaty. Oh, crap. So, once again, Florida is fully annexing these countries, and I just realised these are very blocky borders. Florida by now is probably the 2nd strongest state. Florida is now trying to think of who to invade. They don't want to expand too far this way, because, if they keep expanding that way, they might have some issues with Texas, and I don't really want to fight Texas. So, they go up to South Carolina, and, well, they declare war over it. They declare war on South Carolina. South Carolina is terrified. They don't know what to do. They saw Alabama get slapped, and they're not ready for this. Florida troops begin their invasion, and South Carolina decides to put up whatever fight they can really put in. So Florida takes over the coast of South Carolina and continue to just invade. The South Carolina government doesn't surrender until eventually, well, the military kind of, the people were kind of fed up with this war. South Carolina ends up surrendering, so let's take a look at this peace treaty. Okay, Florida's now a block. What even is this? Like, I thought the straight lines in Africa were bad, but I just realised how bad the straight lines in the US state borders are. Florida's becoming a big blocky country, and now they have no idea where they want to invade. See, Florida at this point is struggling to keep hold of all this land. Because Florida's been fully annexing countries, and not states, whatever you want to call them. And that's not very good. You shouldn't fully annex countries. That's kind of what happened with Germany. So they're going to keep expanding. They're going to expand up into North Carolina. They took out the South. They're going to take out the North now. Kind of similar to every other war. Honestly, Florida's way buffed for this, so... Well, they're not buffed. North Carolina might actually be the strongest country that Florida starts to face up against. So, Florida is invading. They're invading North Carolina pretty rapidly. But in one of their invasions, they actually get pushed back by the North Carolina army all the way back to the border. Although, that was easy enough, because that was not the main fun. This is the main fun, where they're trying to push across these borders, the ocean borders. So when they capture all that, it's not going to be looking good for North Carolina. Why do these have to be called North and South? God. Yeah, if we're being honest, once the coast of North Carolina was lost, they end up surrendering. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. Alright, what even is this? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Florida's just been fully annexing countries, and at this point, their fight would have collapsed. Florida decides that they want to keep expanding. Now we might see their first invasion that isn't going to be a full-on annexation. Because Florida decides that fully annexing countries isn't a good idea. But we have Florida declaring war on Tennessee, and Tennessee poops themselves a little bit. See, Tennessee is not very strong. Although the neighbor, Kentucky, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, Kentucky is going to be getting an empire soon. I can't see they are going to be getting an empire right away. I most likely do New York and California before I do Kentucky. It's just like, it's a meme state, and I actually like the meme of Kentucky instead of like, Ohio or Sweet Home Alabama. But if we're being honest, Tennessee has no chance. I mean, Alabama and all the other states got crushed, but we do have something interesting happening. We have Tennessee and Florida coming to agreement where they won't invade all of Tennessee. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. Yeah, Florida's becoming really blocky, and they thought annexing half of Tennessee would be a good idea, but in all reality, if they are struggling to keep they're not going to collapse, but if in real life they probably would. At this point, Florida is most likely matching Texas for land mass. I don't even think Florida's, like, at this point, Alaska does look pretty small, but in real life, Alaska's massive. So, Tennessee is completely destroyed. They're definitely the weakest state by now. So, very quickly, they decide to unite with Kentucky, as Kentucky and Florida really don't have any, they're chill. They don't want to invade each other. Although, I can't say the same for Mississippi. Florida decides that they're nearly done with their expansion, but they want to keep getting some more land. And Mississippi looks like they're the weakest. I don't actually know if they are. Yeah, they probably are. I actually figured out that Mississippi's one of the weakest states if they were to become independent. So, yeah, Florida's going to take advantage of this and invade them, because they're probably the most powerful state at this point. I don't know, California... Floridan troops just completely destroy... Honestly, I don't even think I need to explain. Mississippi has zero chance of winning, so let's take a look at this peace treaty. Right, so Florida fully annexes Mississippi, and now they go to Louisiana, not Louisiana. I'm just gonna be quiet. They demand this thing that makes Louisiana look like a boot, which, honestly, I can only recognize Louisiana because of that. And if Louisiana didn't have this, then I probably wouldn't be able to recognize them at all. But at this point, Florida's basically done with their expansion. Florida's nearly done with their expansion. They only have one more country to take some land from, Virginia. They kind of demand the entire coast, because that's what they want. And I'm pretty sure they just took Richmond, which, in all reality, I don't think Virginia would give that up. But in all case, this is an empire we're on about, so they would have to give it up. They probably they saw what happened to their neighbours. They would understand that if they didn't accept, it would not look pretty for them. That's it. Florida's now formed its empire. I'm going to quickly grab this thumbnail. But that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.